are going to jump right into our presentation program. But first, I wanted to take just a few minutes to welcome you all to the very first business showcase for the City of Fort Myers Incubator Program. That's a hint. I would like to acknowledge our electeds, Councilman Street and Councilwoman Bonk. Thank you all so much for taking your time out. Also, I have a very special guest here with us today, and Dr. Willie Battle. I'm not going to ask you to stand, but I wanted to introduce all of the entrepreneurs to Mr. Battle because he got his start out here. And I quote, "This made him a millionaire." So just remember, when you start in an incubator program or anything that you put your mind to, there are no limits to what you can do with hard work, dedication, and commitment. I would like to introduce our panel judges. We have Miss Monique Woolley. Wave your hand. She is with Lit Logistics. You know that's a mouthful. Miss Karen Connolly, Charity for Change. Dr. Julia Langston, Southwest Florida Impact Partners. Mr. Troy Simmons, Vice President, Suncoast Credit Union. Mr. Stephen Weathers, Director of the Economic Development Division for the City of Fort Myers. Ms. Rami Kochen, from Gingas Global. Got it. Gingas Global. And Mr. Doug Hefner, SBDC through FGCU. And we have a guest celebrity that no one will see. I wanted to just take a few minutes to tell you about the Southwest Florida Enterprise Center because this is a state-of-the-art facility. And this facility has been here for about 20 years. But for the first time over the past couple of years, we have finally started to use this program the way it should be. We have our goals, missions, and statements written all over the place, and we instill it in our entrepreneurs, to which you will have the experience today to see some of the results of what has come out after 1 year for 3 of the participant partners and only 6 months for 2 of the participant partners. The Enterprise Center will continue to grow under Dr. Peter Oskity as our facilitator, and we have grown over this past year to 64 tenant partners residing either on site or virtually. We also have another component to the Southwest Florida Enterprise Center, and that is the Southwest Florida Enterprise Center Foundation. And the foundation is in place to assist with funding of critical programs such as this, to train and support small business owners, and to prosper despite the myriad of changes in the formation, development, and the growth of the business. We are a 501c3. We are transforming to have a board of directors, to which we will happily share those names once they're in place. But to date, we do have a board. It is myself, Ms. Lori Ripley, and Mr. James Reed. Mr. Reed has been on the board of directors since before Mr. Tom Scott. So we have historical people that is going to help us continue to grow. And without further ado, I'm going to introduce Dr. Peter Oskity, and he's going to tell you about our incubator program development, and he is our lead instructor. Dr. Oskity.
All right, first of all, thank you much for supporting all these great entrepreneurs. And this is the very first time that we do this, and I always tell the entrepreneurs that every enterprise is an experiment. This is our very first experiment of doing this. And I did these kinds of events in other incubator programs. And they are always very exciting, and always it comes out so much support and so much of those entrepreneurs who present. They enjoy all that, okay, now I see where we are going. Because in the classes when we explain these are the different aspects of what you need to go through, it becomes a grind. But then when they come through an event like this, they see all the fruits that all that grind created. So this is always a celebration. Of course, we're all here to support them, but at the same time to celebrate them that they were able to get through. And trust me, this is not that easy. because we always start with 15, 20, and then, more and more of them realize that this is more work or more dedication or more focus than I thought it would be. Okay? And they start to realize what it's going to actually take. And they start to realize that all those things that they think, yeah, whatever, those are important aspects. Because if they don't put those in place, then something will be missing down the road. So we are trying to put them into that kind of environment, that kind of frame of mind, so that they understand what those components and why they are needed and how. Look, entrepreneurship is difficult because of the relationship between all sorts of areas. I'm not a marketing professional, I'm not an accountant, I'm neither of those, but every one of those. And how all those things relate makes an entrepreneur a great entrepreneur, or will fail, because they don't see those relationships. Okay? I always say, the magic is in the gap, in between those things, and how they relate and how they influence each other. Okay? If they don't realize that, it's just, oh, yeah, I do a good job in marketing or I do a good job in accounting, that's not going to do it. So this is what we are trying to do here, and that's why we call it the structured program. It is structured, but at the same time, very pragmatic. So everything we do in these classes is for the entrepreneurs to apply. It's not a theoretical. This is not an MBA class. This is not a university class. This is not a school, actually. This is really an incubator, where they have to take that in and then experiment with it, and then say what happened, and then experiment again, and say what happened. Okay? And that kind of cycling, that kind of learning, how they figure out what's in the gap. Because to really comprehend anything for these entrepreneurs, or what really it's going to take, really it's not enough if I tell them that what others did. It's not enough if I tell them that this is the theory behind it, but they have to actually experience it. And if we all have all three components they have, now they really get it. Okay? So that's why it's a very pragmatic approach. And in every class, we have basically guest speakers who are the subject matter experts. They say, oh, here is how it's done. Here is how others did it. Okay? And then I will tell them, okay, here is how it all comes together. And then here is what you have to do. And now you have to do it, and therefore it really sinks in. Okay? And then every one of those, we always take how it all relates to each other. Okay? So basically right now, we have two cohorts. We have the first cohort started exactly a year ago. Okay? And we have the second cohort, which started 6 months ago. So this is going to be kind of our schedule, that every 6 months, we start a new cohort. Right now, we are interviewing for the third cohort. Okay? And then in September, we're going to do the fourth. And then they cycle through. Okay? And every 6 months, we're going to do this. So those entrepreneurs that are coming up will get the chance, and maybe others will get an additional chance. Okay, I'm presenting it now, I'm presenting it 6 or 12 months later. Here it is how much I progressed. Okay? So this is kind of a measure at the same time of how they are progressing through this program for themselves as well, and from all of you getting great feedback. Okay? Because that's how entrepreneurs additionally can improve. So we will have 3 entrepreneurs from the first cohort. That means they got through the first year. In the first year, in the first 3 months, we are only dealing with marketing. And then we are dealing with productization and sales. We are dealing with operations, and we are dealing with all the financial aspects and projections and business models and assumptions. Okay? And then how all these things relate. The marketing starts up everything, and then sales closing it, and operations need to follow through. And then, okay, here are, by numbers, what it's going to mean. Okay? So that's how the program, the first year, is building up. All the essential components and how they relate. Okay? And then at the end of the first year, now I'm starting to get the big picture. Okay? What it's going to be really, because all of them, I tell you, all of them are domain experts. They know what they are doing, and they know it pretty well. Okay? And some of them been doing it for quite a while. So it's really the additional aspects of how to build that business around that domain expertise. So 3 of them will be from the first cohort, and 2 of them will be from the second. Okay? So they've only gone through the first 6 months. So you're going to see some of those differentials, okay, between the first and the second cohort, but also they are at different stages of their development. So some, even though in the first cohort, but they are just starting, okay? Some even though in the second cohort, but they are already selling products, okay? So you will see those differentials as well. The sheets that you have in front of you, those are basically just a guide for you to see what aspects you want to follow or you want to basically pay attention to. But it's really just a guide, okay? So don't worry about it. It's not like, oh, everything I have to check, nothing like that, okay? It's basically something that guides you, at the same time something based on which you formulate your own comments or feedback, okay? So very simple, no worries, no stress about it. If you use it, great. If you don't use it, it's great as well, okay? So we will have entrepreneurs one by one, and they will do a presentation, which is going to be 7 minutes. We will give them 1 minute grace period. So once they get to the 7 minutes and they are still talking, then we will say, okay, you have 1 minute. At 8 minutes, if they are still talking, I'm going to stop them, okay? So, but hopefully they all practiced it. That's at least what they told me, they practiced it. So they know how much they can put in. The presentations you're going to see approximately structured the same way, okay? They put their own twist on it, okay? Or they may have some parts missing because they are still working on it, or they are still formulating in some way. But they're going to talk about it, what our plans are, okay? But the structure is about the same. So you have some comparability, okay, based on that. And then, based on their presentation, then it gets opened up to you. So you can provide feedback, you can provide comments to the entrepreneurs. You can, of course, ask all sorts of questions that you want to, but you have only, let's say, 6 minutes, okay? And we will give you 2 minutes to note that down, or whatever you want to note down. Because at the very end, as you can see it right here, you will get the chance to give them a general kind of comment or feedback. So kind of collectively, after hearing all 5 of them, then you get the chance also, if you want to give them some feedback, some comments on overall kind of experience of what they did. So, and then based on that one, every one of them will take about 15 minutes, okay? You do a presentation, you ask your questions, feedback, you note that down, and then the next one, okay? Then we kind of flow through the whole thing, and then at the end you will get that chance, and then we score them based on your sheets, or based on your collective knowledge of what you heard. And then you will say, okay, so all of them you did great, but you did maybe the best, and then the second, and so. And then we will have some little award and some celebration. Okay? Is that good for you? Sounds good to you? All right, excellent. So that's gonna be the program we're gonna get through. And then, so they're gonna look at this screen, because this is their control screen. So they see what's going to happen here. And then based on that, actually, it's incorrectly set up, sorry about that. I have to put it into a presentation mode. So let me pull this back here. And then do this. Okay. Just a second. First one, go to the next slide here. here is your control screen, and then this is your clicker. So you just click on that one, and then this will move it forward. Okay? This is yours.
Thank you. Christy, would you please, thank you.
Of course.
You need to give us a training on this furniture, right? Pleasant good day, everyone. Thank you so much. Do not start my 7-minute test, please, Mr.
Yep.
Not yet, not yet. I just want to give kudos to everyone. My name is Joanne Thomas Joseph. I'm with Melchizedek Enterprise Inc., a DBA, Joanne Thomas Joseph, Joanne LSC, floor FLDOE1 002188. LifeScan service provider. First, I'd like to give kudos. I'm glad I'm going after Dr. Peter because he has an accent and I do too. And Lieutenant Streets and Mr. B, Mr. Battle, has been telling me about that. I think that's why they gravitated to me for over 25 years because of my accent. So thank you. Those are two of the people that mentored me in the past and in the future. I'm sure they still will. So as I get started, I want to thank Christy for assisting me. She's my personal assistant. You all get to know her very well as we go through this entire process. I'm nervous. You might not hear it yet, but you will, the bubbles in my stomach. So please ignore it as we move along. Again, I am Joanne Thomas Joseph. I'm here to present our pathway to success. Allow me to share a brief quote. Success is a journey that is meant to be shared with people that empowers you, and I believe in you. You can't do it alone. And for the last 40 years, I've learned, especially this last year, from my two immediate mentors, I cannot do it alone. Even though I try, I can't do it alone. So Christy is here now to help me understand how to not try and do it alone. By John Delaney. Next, the Melchizedek Enterprise brief overview is we're a Florida-based corporation in Circuit 20, Lee Charlotte Collier Entry and Blades. Jebs Inc., Joanne LSC, is one of the DBAs. We're providing solution across industries under one foundation to create at least seven businesses within the state of Florida within the next 3 years. Next, you will find our capability statement, which Christy will be handing out to you now, that will reveal how to be a productive participant in the government space. It shows our credentialing and an entry into the government space. Next, Florida DOE is our first sponsor. We are the first sponsor for Florida pilot project. For Florida Department of Education pilot project as an approved by FDLE and FBI, certified and credentialed minority-owned business, helping small businesses to succeed. The problem is the lack of proper execution and communication because it impedes the process of implementation for legislation. The solution. Our solution is to form partnerships to streamline the process to deliver results within 12 to 72 hours. The applications and how we reach them is simple. IBIS revealed this market is a $16 billion. Too fast. Too fast. Thank you. No. IBIS revealed that this is a $16 million industry. We target our market in Florida and the DMV, District of Columbia, Maryland, and Virginia. We will reach them through government contracting as a vendor. Our applicants are in business serving children, people with disabilities, and the elderly, and other at-risk population. The value? Too slow. Next, please.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
There we go.
Applicants and the value. We're at the value. The value. Next slide, please.
Providing the value, we provide through collaboration with our existing partners in this 10-step process. This video we will show at the end if time permits and if requested. Competitors. I apologize for my back, please. Our competitors are on a short list of FDLE approved providers. However, they are not eligible for sole source and set-asides, government set-asides. Our business model. Our business model is simple. Applicants apply and pay for a non-refundable fee, approximately $50 to $150. The goal is to position ourselves as sole source with contracts, government contracts, in addition to providing ancillaries, products, and services to increase our revenue. This is a $1 billion market, accredited by IBIS, created by legislation and growing with amendments. Healthcare industry and the network is huge. Mobility will be our key to keep us sole source with government set-aside. At less than 1.1% of the market, we will gain potential to succeed in the government space. To grow our capacity, we will seek government contracts, 5 in particular, 5 contracts serving 20,000 people at equaling 100 hours at $100 per applicant will gross over $10 million within 5 years. Financial overviews of our promising financial overview is promising from the last 6 months since we launched in August of 2022 at the Collaboratory. In this slide, you will see a testimony, one of the testimonies we received from our existing and satisfied clients. On the other side, you will see our projections from 2023 to 2025. In 2023, we anticipate projection is $158,000 for the year 2023, operating part-time. In 2024, our projection is approximately just below $1 million, which would be $796,200, operated again part-time and with only 1 unit. In 2025, we anticipate 1 million gross minimum. We have a 5-year plan and life plan of a budget of $500,000 to cover annual expenses, to be resilient from catastrophes that adversely affect us in our growth. The GAP fund from grants, loans, contracts, investments, and other to enhance our ROI with stock options, covering our operating expenses. Simple. Our mobile office, thank you. Our mobile office is the key. That's our most expensive product. However, having this unit will allow us to decrease our expenses, our overhead costs, at more than 60%. We thank you. We thank you for some of our funding team members are listed below, and we thank you one another time. Thank you for this opportunity from our team to yours, our potential partners who will solidify our potential to succeed in the government programs as SBA. And on that note, we thank you for any questions, comments, any questions and answers at this moment. If we have time, Dr. Peter, do we have any time for that?
Let's have the questions and then see if those videos will be relevant to some of those questions. Okay?
Thank you.
So any comments, feedback, questions?
While I wait to hear your questions, I just want to show you, this is the product, the mobile product that will be placed in that vehicle, and this is exactly as we set up in the back of any vehicle or any RV that we set up, and we can provide our services anywhere, any point, even on the street corner for our clients. It's that simple.
That was my question, yeah. And then you said your turnaround time for testing is
12 to 72 hours.
72 hours?
Yes,
Okay.
sorry about that. 12 to 72 hours in compare to what has been going on 2 to 3 weeks for employees or anybody to get their results.
Okay, okay. What's the largest amount you guys have covered?
The largest one-day clients we've covered, one group we've covered was 41 clients in one day, a 24-hour period.
Okay.
With one
One
unit.
last question. How far in advance do you project that someone will have to call for your services to book?
They can call within an hour if appointments are available. If we open it up for them, they can call and say if they can have an appointment, and if I'm available, we do it.
So you
However, I do usually require 24 to 48 hours to make sure there's no, to include travel time and everything else. So I ask for at least 24 to 48 hours.
Okay. So you have multiple trucks?
No, right now we only have one. Our goal is to have 7. We will train, we are committed to the Florida Department of Education, vocational rehab, and the federal government Ticket to Work program to help them implement 7 of these programs within a 3-year span. But right now we only have one. They sponsored one at this time.
Okay, thank you.
Through our productization, we will increase it to many more.
So go ahead.
Oh, okay. You indicated in a video that I saw that this was $1 billion market, but I didn't see any data up there. Did I miss the data, or did you not?
$16 million within the two regions that I mentioned, Florida and the DMV.
But you didn't have it listed on here, right?
Yes, it was. It was under the IBIS,
Oh, okay.
under the IBIS slide. Thank you. Oh, I can't do that. IBIS. One, right there, right, the one right before. This is IBIS, the agency that does all the reviews and stuff like that, data for the federal government and others, and they determine the level of that, of the industry. So, and it's by regions. So we collected our region that we want to serve, not the entire area. If we go with the entire area, it's $1 billion industry. And that's just the beginning.
Karen, you had a question?
Yes, how do your clients find you?
Excellent question. Simple. They go onto the FDLE website or the FBI website, and they look at the approved providers that we showed on the list they have. In Lee County, there's only about 5 competitors that's actually approved by FDLE to provide services, and we're one of them. So they go, every single person in the state looking for fingerprints, what they will do is to call the agency, get an ORI number from that agency, go to FDLE website, and select one of the 5 providers, one of the providers on the list, on the approved list, to submit it. They had more, but they reduced it because a lot of people lost their license and their approval. So now we only have 5 since
Questions,
here.
feedback, comments, anything? Yeah. Yes, please, go ahead.
So, some of this might be picky, but I just have to be honest and upfront with you. Even looking at the slide here, I would tell you when you're presenting, make sure all of your font and everything is the same size. And even look at bullet point number 2, it's not capitalized as number 4 is with the other 3. So those are the small details. Being a business owner, we wanna make sure that that's clear and cut. And then as the young lady asked the question about the size of the market, you pointed out the chart. If that's something that needs to be pointed out, I would blow that up and let that be your talking point. Because I still am questioning what size is the market or what are you truly trying to target? And if those are the, like even on the revenue slide that you had, you showed the 23, 24, and 25 projections, but it was very small in the right corner. As an investor or wanting to invest in your business, I would want to know what your projections are, but not small. So you, to me, it looks like you're trying to hide the projections, and that doesn't show confidence in what you're looking to build in the business. And then my last question for you would be is, what's 1 or 2 things you would want me to walk away from your presentation today?
How easy it is to operate for anyone, including a person with high disability, to operate a LifeScan system. It's one of the most highly kept secret in the country, and there is no minority competition in my field.
So
And
that's
that's
where
why
you
I'm
should
saying,
start
yes,
off.
I would like you to take this away to help others, individuals and small businesses, to implement this as part of their project to create more LifeScan service providers working in the government sphere, especially getting government contracting.
Lead with that. Now I have a better understanding. I would say lead with that, so
Leave with that.
that's what I have, as far as the next.
Write that down. Thank you. Excellent point.
Nice, very nice. Any other, please, go ahead.
Yeah, I would agree with that. My very first, is she selling a ServiceServe product? I was unclear about that. I was unclear about who your exact customer is. And who suffers if you don't solve it? Like, what's the devastation of it?
Excellent
So,
question. Could we take one at a time?
I'll just finish my feedback for you here, because you really have something here. You really have a really brilliant thing. You and I met at Collaboratory, I don't know if you remember, but we met, and you really have something brilliant here.
Thank you.
My suggestion would be, you gotta simple it down. The first couple of slides, I was sort of drowning in your acronyms, and I was trying to help and search for who the client is, what the problem is, and what happens if it's not solved. If you were to say, like you said, I'm helping people fingerprint, I got a machine or a service, I still don't know if it's the machine or the service. But I'm trying to do this, and this is what happens if it's not solved, and I can solve it. What is it? It's fingerprinting. That now I'm tuned in and I can follow you closer. So just kind of identifying early on who that is, and maybe releasing the jargon, because it's clear that you have a brilliant product and you're deeply technical with your knowledge. I was trying real hard to swim and follow you, but because you have something great. But just I would simplify it down. Fingerprinting, here's the lack of it, here's what happens if I don't, here's the opportunity, boom. You really have all the right parts. I think it's rearranging it. Thought you did a good job. I would, if you're gonna have somebody help you do it, I would practice with them more often.
Thank you.
Just cause it gets sticky when you got other players in the kitchen. So I would,
When you're doing everything.
right, just cause it's already tough to do it, so I would practice a little bit. But I think you have a great thing here. I would just simplify it so others can be with you.
Thank you. And on that note, I'm hoping I answered those questions where the people I serve is anyone. It's a state law, so everyone have to respond to that law, Florida Statute 435. However, it mainly affects people who do business with the government and serving children, people with disabilities, and the elderly, in addition to other at-risk population. So I'm hoping that I did answer it in there, so maybe I went so fast, and again, my accent, I apologize. But I'm gonna turn it back over to Dr. Peter and ask him to give me 10 to 15 minutes next time. I asked for it, but he told me no, so.
Yeah, I was pretty firm on that one.
So I'm sorry about that. But,
Okay.
so did you get who we serve? And you do understand that we do, that's the product, we bought the equipment. Our service is a LifeScan service provider. So we basically only provide, not only, but our main product is providing fingerprints and level 2 background checks for FDLE, FBI as a service. The other thing we're ancillaries because we know the industry. Okay, did that answer those two areas for you?
Yep.
Anything else you need
That's
clarification?
all we have time, because we have to go on to the next one, so I tried to keep it kind of contained, otherwise I'm sure you will have many more questions. So thank you much again, Joanne, this was
Thank you.
great.
Thank you.
And that will set up the next one. Alfonso will be the next to present.
First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out to hear what we as entrepreneurs have to say. I am Al's Divine Fitness. I am the founder and CEO of the first Black and veteran-owned fitness studio inside of Dunbar. And I am in day 13. I'm an Army veteran, and I started my career as a personal trainer over at LA Fitness, and then from LA Fitness I obviously transitioned to Al Divine Fitness Studio. And the primary objective is to empower my clients to understand the divinity and the power within themselves. So that's my mission statement. According to statistics, approximately 70% of the actual American population is clinically obese. And some of the obesity problems can lead to either type 2 or type 1 diabetes, hypertension, high cholesterol, and anxiety issues, stress, and depression. So those are some of the things that contribute to obesity. And the actual solution to those things is I am very flexible in terms of my hours. I only do 30-minute sessions, and I also customize nutrition plans also for my clients. All right, my current target base again are Americans typically between the ages of 30 to 70 years old, because what I actually found at that age, that is the driving force that will produce obesity, which will create the unfortunate illnesses that I just mentioned on the previous screen. And I plan to reach approximately 100 clients by the end of 2023 through customer referrals, social media, i.e. Facebook, Instagram, so on and so forth. You didn't get the update.
That's all I had.
Okay, well, basically what I do, if an actual customer or client calls me, I'll do an in-depth phone or in-person consultation to figure out the customer's or the client's needs. And then after I do that, I will customize a workout plan to cater or to curtail to that client's fitness goals, dreams, and aspirations. There is no updates.
Just stop for a sec. Sorry, it's a technical issue. We will not count it against you.
There was actual pictures. Yeah, there were pictures on everything. Because I had sent you the actual update. I think it was probably either at 11 or 11:15. I had sent the actual update. Yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, so this is it right there. Yeah, that's fine.
It's gonna work the same way. Okay.
So once again, some of the actual solutions with my fitness business, I am extremely flexible with the actual time. I only do 30-minute training sessions. The most important point on this particular slide that we are family oriented. Typically, when an actual customer or client goes to a traditional gym, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of phobia, there's a lot of insecurity when you're trying to embark on a health and fitness journey. So that's one of the positive points that I do with Al's Divine Fitness. We're more family conscious. we're more family oriented. All right, this is my current customer persona to reach somebody with a BMI of 30% or higher. That's technically considered obese. So that's my current target. And some of the ways that I target them are through either doctor or clinic referrals, which is extremely important. That's actually where I get most of my business from, through doctor or clinic referrals, and through either Facebook, Instagram. All right, once again, it's typically for obese individuals who do not have the ambition to exercise on their own. That's why they'll call Al's Divine Fitness. What I do is a personal in-depth consultation to understand exactly what the customer wants to do in terms of exercise and eating healthy. The thing that I focus on the most with fitness is holistic fitness. Sometimes people have a tendency to keep it on a physical plane, but holistic implies spiritual, psychological, intellectual, emotional, and physical health. So that obviously equates to holistic health. This is a case study of one of my customers, Jacqueline. She's 56. She's been training for 2.5 years actually. She started at 250 pounds. She's currently at 215 pounds. She's approximately 3 pounds down, and she has turned around her blood pressure also. So this is one of my testimonials right here, one of my clients. All right, as far as competition, these are some of my current competitors. These are corporate gyms, i.e. Orange Theory, Planet Fitness, LA Fitness. Again, what I have a tendency to exploit and capitalize, customers are extremely insecure to go to a corporate setting. So that's something that I do during the actual consultation is to get them to understand that, again, we are family conscious, we are family oriented. So that's how I'm able to pull a potential client that would possibly go to either a Orange Theory, Planet Fitness, or perhaps LA Fitness. These are some of my current prices right here. These are actually off of my site right here. For example, we got the Ketotarian diet plan, the basic diet plan. You can also book your sessions.
One moment.
Already?
Yeah, time flies, and you have fun.
Some of my prices right here. These are some of the current statistics. Currently in Fort Myers, approximately 90%, 90,000 people in Fort Myers, 60,000 people are clinically obese. 30% of the 60,000 are diabetic, 28% suffer with high blood pressure, and 43% suffer with depression. That's all because of obesity. So yes, obesity can be some of the unfortunate driving forces to those type of things that I just mentioned. And this is my goal up to 2023 to have approximately 100 clients, 1,000 hours of fun. This is also my anticipated projection for 2023. And if I'm consistent with the actual clients that I'm currently getting, I can definitely hit that goal. All right, this is a continuation, obviously, from the
Wrap up. Because we are
our
getting to the end.
growth plan is to hire 2 trainers and to hire someone that does my social media advertising. This is this is a 2023 to 2025 projection. First year, 175K, 2024, 250K, and 2025, 400,000. And capital funding, what I've already anticipated, that it's gonna take approximately $150,000 to scale up my business. Out of that, $10,000 advertising, $20,000 fitness equipment, $30K building, 25K for reserves, 50K to pay 2 part-time personal trainers, and 25K for miscellaneous.
That's it. So this is where, you know, time flies when you have fun.
But you started over though, but you started.
No, but we gave you some more time. We
You
gave you
should
some
be
more time.
2 minutes.
We did.
We did, actually.
You did, you went to 9 instead of 7.
So
Okay.
just go to your social mission so that we
Okay.
have that.
Obviously, this is my team right here. These are some of my team members, Alfonso House and myself, the attorney, the accountant, the admin. My social impact, this is probably one of the most important things that I enjoy. This is how I give back on a philanthropic level. I've currently partnered up with these 2 entities, and for everybody that's an actual veteran, they get 10% off of everything. So if there's anybody in here that's been in any branch of service, you get 10% off. Thank you.
That's it. Beautiful. Well done. All right, any questions, any comments or feedback?
Questions, comments?
I actually do have a question, Al. How are you?
I'm great, how you doing?
I want to know, like, there's a million gazillion fitness centers out there. What is your plans to set you apart from all the others?
That's a phenomenal question. What I can actually say with confidence is authenticity. When you go to a corporate gym, and I've been there, done that, they don't care about the actual clients. You just pay a subscription, next, pay a subscription. When I am doing a consultation, they are going to feel that I am sincere about what I'm doing and I'm passionate about what I'm doing. So I feel that's what's gonna actually separate me.
And that's your market, that's what your market.
Absolutely.
But there's a lot of other personal trainers out there, and they're all gonna say somewhat the same thing. Why should I choose you versus one of them?
Well, people can obviously say, Doug, people can obviously say what they're going to do, but I have a ongoing and consistent track record. I've actually been training since 2010. So especially in Dunbar, I've probably trained about 15% of the people just in Dunbar. So I've obviously built my brand from that. So I'm known and I'm great at what I do, and I get results. 100% guaranteed weight loss.
Any other questions? Yeah, please.
Yeah, I see the revenue, which is great, but how do you know you make money, because there's no expense side? This could be a money-losing proposition forever, but what were the expenses carried on this each year? So you're taking 175 in, what's the cost operating this business?
Well, currently it's, if I would just keep it simplistic, I'm currently at like a 3 to 1 debt to income ratio.
So what's the cost of running the business? So if you're taking
Right now, it's probably about,
how much does it cost?
just to kind of give you a monthly, projection, I probably spend just on business expenses, probably about $1,000 a month.
So you
Currently,
take
like currently.
175,000, and if you only spend 12,000, you make really good money.
Right.
That doesn't include your salary.
Pardon me?
That doesn't include your income.
Well, I am obviously still in the building phase, so I don't pay myself right now. But once I get to the 175,000 mark, that's when I'll start paying myself. But currently, I'm just grinding right now.
How much longer do you have here in the enterprise side?
Pardon me?
How much longer in the enterprise side?
Technically, I am going to be here from currently up to February of 2024.
Okay.
Hopefully, I can probably get a.
Just one comment on that one. It's actually, we just got to that phase when they started to do their structured projections. So we are in that phase when they're gonna be able to answer those questions a little bit better in about 3 months. So again, it's a work in progress, basically. Any other questions?
Question? Yes,
I
ma'am.
have an observation. First, I want to say thank you for your service.
All right, thank you.
And are you working outside of your business?
This is actually, this is, this is my baby, and I am doing this full-time. I actually went full-time on the 31st of January of 2020. Obviously, and unfortunately, it was 2 months prior to COVID. But when everybody's businesses started to shut down during COVID, fortunately, my business went to the roof because people were obviously afraid of COVID and they was afraid of getting sick and perhaps dying. So people were very persistent and adamant about exercising. And I just continued to keep my feet on the gas pedal. Yes, sir.
I'm just gonna say, I just love seeing that you've taken a specific area of the market and focused on the people that need it the most. And that's a beautiful gift to society, so I appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you, ma'am.
So one serious question after my joke. You say you don't pay yourself? You pretty sharp to not pay.
These are all
man, we
great.
ain't gotta go nowhere. But the question I have for you, kind of alluded to it, is why did you choose Orange Theory or Planet Fitness or LA Fitness as your competition when, as you just stated, when COVID came, your business continued to shoot up because people weren't going into those businesses? I would have thought that your actual competition might be someone else that's a personal trainer that's not have an entity of that size, because those are huge entities to say those are your competition. So why did you choose them as your competition?
Well, that's a phenomenal question. I actually chose those specifically Orange Theory because of Peter. When he was
Burning me. Great job. Yeah, we have to finish it right now.
We'll talk later.
No, that's just. But I think they are potential competition. Obviously, I'm still in the building phase, and they're like billion-dollar entities. But I'm going to get to that level, and then once I get to that level, then they will be considered or characterized as competition.
Maybe one more question.
I just have a comment. That was a great presentation. You come off as very authentic. I agree. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I'm probably your target audience because I don't want to go into any of those places, but I would feel very comfortable with you. And my sister and partner sitting back there trying to get me to go into the gym, and I'm intimidated. And I was very comfortable with you. So I just wanted to say, when you sit in your authentic space like you are, you will automatically attract success. And I really encourage you to dive into these milestones on the finance in this next module, because instead of a big number, what's it gonna take? I'm sitting here thinking, what's it gonna take to get him to there so he can start paying himself? What's it gonna take? How much money does he need to go from here to here to here to here to here? So I'd encourage you to leave here and think about that, because you're onto something.
Yeah, thank you.
God's words for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
No, go
well,
for it.
I just wanted to say, what type of marketing have you done in the past 6 months or so for your business?
I've been with my actual clients. They've been actually bringing me a lot of customers. For just to kind of give you a quick example, I do several challenges per monthly basis. I'll do an actual theme, and if they bring me 5 clients, I'll take off probably $15 to $20. But I also have a tendency to use either Facebook, Instagram, and fortunately, on Thursday, I was on Fox 4. So that has definitely generated some clients. Like, people have been inboxing, they've been calling, they've been emailing me. So
How did you get that? How did you accomplish that?
Well, actually, I was just at my actual studio, and I got an actual text from one of the personnel that work at Fox, and I thought it was an actual joke. So I had obviously called the actual phone number up, and it was someone from Fox, and they told me, because this is excuse me, this is the time of the month where they're going around to highlight certain businesses that they pointed to. Obviously, highlight my business. So I told him absolutely. So once I did that interview, that was one of the catalysts that kind of gave me a spike in business, so.
All right, thank you much. Thank you for that. All right. So next we will have Shanisha. Where's this one? Bring the next one up.
As you doing that, I didn't know how many people, but I'll put a
Here
brochure
is
in
what's
between
coming
two
up,
people
so you will see it.
to kind of look at.
Click through. Okay.
What is it that we have? Thank you.
You have no
Thank you.
text here. Thank you.
And also you guys can pass it down, but I have a mock of product and what it is.
Just like this, okay? Make this. That's good? So, let me see that. Go for it.
Okay, we're ready for our next presenter. Can we get your attention, please? Thank you.
Thank you all for coming today, and I'm so excited to be part of the cohort program. I'm a new business, very new. The baby is only 3 years old, so I've learned a lot through Peter's program on bootstrapping this and kind of getting it off the ground. So my name is Shanisa Trotman, and the name of my product is Cleavage Personal Care. Well, what is cleavage? Cleavage is a breast deodorant, and the solution is for breast sweat odor and skin irritations. That's exactly what it's supposed to take care of. Cleavage is a personal care brand with our #1 product being Cleavage, the breast deodorant. Cleavage breast deodorant is designed inclusively to alleviate any breast sweat odor and skin irritations. At Cleavage, we are developing an exceptional and high end of breast deodorants where we believe quality and affordability can coexist. The problems that Cleavage solve. The first problem is people that suffer from skin irritations, such as chafing underneath the breast area or producing a not so sweet smell. So breast sweat can lead to bigger problems than embarrassment. It can result in chafing, blisters, and discomfort. Well, I'm happy to let you know that applying Cleavage breast deodorant, it acts as an anti-chafing balm underneath the breast if it's applied 1 to 2 times a day. Cleavage can help alleviate rash and discomfort by coating your skin and breaking down bacteria, leaving you feeling and smelling fresh all day. The solution: Cleavage potential customers are women who suffer from breast sweat odor and irritations. Our customer main problem is sweat odor and skin irritation. The solution, with no fluff, is Cleavage effectively inhibit odors, odor causing bacteria for 24 hours and help minimize boob sweat. The transformation of using Cleavage, immediate breast odor control, and soothes the irritation underneath the breast area. The success: you will smell fresh and feel comfortable all day without any skin irritations. The key benefits to using Cleavage over other brands is that we prevent odor and bacteria. We reduce chafing and irritation by coating the skin with vegan probiotics. Absorb moisture through ingredients that wick sweat away, keep you dry and comfortable all day long. Our non-toxic, hypoallergenic ingredients make it safe and gentle for all skin types. We use compostable containers versus harmful, unhealthy plastic packing that our competitors use. Our customer and how we reach them. Cleavage ideal customers are women that shop online, focus on healthy breast practice good body hygiene, use all natural products on their skin, have sensitive skin, and are environmentally conscious. We reach and acquire our customers through Google Shop, Etsy, Shopify, Amazon, eBay, Walmart.com, and Pinterest. We also use paid advertising and sell on social media sites such as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The value and how our product is delivered. It's easy, buy an option with products sold on different platforms. It's fast and discreet, so our packaging is very discreet when we send it out, and it's easy to use. You just push it up, it's a compostable container, and it provides the relief and comfort that you're looking for. Our formula is made with the finest essential oils, known for their antibacterial, antifungal properties, neutralizes odors, and regulates sweat production, keeping you feeling fresh and confident all day long. Unlike conventional deodorants, our all-natural deodorant is free of aluminum, parabens, artificial fragrance, making it gentle enough even for the most sensitive skin.
One more. So here's the video. One more. Go on. There you go.
So we have a customer review on Etsy, and it states that it was such a blessing that I found cleavage. I have severe psoriasis, and wearing my regular bras was incredibly painful. I have since purchased cotton bras, but cleavage allows me to use more expensive bras. Oh yes. So to get down to the nitty-gritty of my cells, so this is my actual cells, and then I'll get into the other cells. So November of 2022, the numbers for 2022, from January to June, we made $4,400. So from June to December, our sales increased 200% to $86.45. So we have seen a 200% increase over a year since inception. My competition, and the reason why I chose these three is because they on a level with sales. I didn't want to go with a big company because I'm not $1 million company. So that's the reason why I went with these three small companies that have product and ingredients similar to what I have. So the first competition is Ocean Boy Spa, a breast deodorant, La Piera Wellness, and Sweet Bees. One of our competitors' current solution to boob sweat odor is adding beeswax to their ingredients. What is beeswax? Beeswax is a protective barrier for the skin. They aren't marketing their product adequately because beeswax is really not considered vegan. And they use plastic containers to lower their costs. Plastic is not safe for the skin or the environment. Cleaver's competitive advantage over these brands is that our product contains vegan, shelf-stable probiotics for odor control that may have beneficial minerals and vitamins such as zinc, iron, potassium, and vitamin B6. And is known not only to act as a skin barrier, but to provide relief. So that is our main goal, is to provide relief to irritation under the breast. Overall, Cleavage has better quality ingredients, handcrafted in small batches. It is made in the United States, so it's not outsourced. And it is packed in a biodegradable container, safe for the skin and the environment, so we aren't leaving a carbon footprint.
One more.
I had a commercial, but it didn't load, so.
Plus you don't have the time, you have
Yeah.
1 more minute.
Okay, so really quick, because everybody want to know the real numbers, so I'm gonna go with the 3-ounce container. We paid $5.83 for it. It's a 66% margin. That's a 200% markup. We sell it for $17.49. We see $11 profit. The smaller travel size, we purchased it at cost at $286, 71% margin, 249% markup. Sell it for $9.99, a $7 increase. So the Cleavage makes money online. Customer pays, the average sale is $18.50. our sales channel, our number one sales channel where we receive most of our sales is from Walmart.com. That's how we've grown in Etsy. Next.
So you have like 10 more seconds.
Okay.
Finish it up.
So I want to say, if I become $1 million business, I am going to become $1 million business. These numbers are based off of me wanting to make $1 million. So I didn't want to go off my smaller numbers. So for my $1 million goal, I would need to reach 6 million potential customers to make 60,000 sales. So in a nutshell, I would need to only sell 165 units a day for Cleavage to be $1 million brand.
Very nice. All right, any questions, comments,
I
feedback?
have questions, but I don't wanna be the first one all the time. I'm excited, so y'all.
Well, I'll go first this time.
Okay.
I think you did an excellent job. I love your video. It flowed very nice. I was able to understand it. Your visual material is excellent. I think that you're almost at that point where you almost could apply to go on Shark Tank. But what I highly recommend when you do that, get to that point. Also, when you go out to public, get your husband a t-shirt like yours.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I was thinking the same thing, yeah. Yeah, you guys should match.
Yeah. Where's your uniform?
Yeah. just thrown under the bus.
So, when I think of you, when I first saw you when you came up to present, the first thing popped in my head was Lynn. So I'm just putting it out there because I don't have no secrets. I am 50, in my 50s,
Yes.
right? Where have you been? Because you have such a wonderful product out here because also vegan,
Yes.
you know, and so the natural stuff. I just want to point out one thing during your presentation, which was flawless. Let me
Thank you.
just say that. Don't point out, like when you were talking about the other businesses, your competition, don't give them so much light
Okay.
because you don't want your audience to even know they even exist
Yes.
because what you're doing is marvelous. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to point that out, and I need to know where purchase.
You can purchase it at Shadrika's Pharmacy, and you can also purchase it on Walmart.com and Etsy.com.
Yes, okay.
And our website, www.cleavage.shop.
Absolutely. Oh, I know now, I know.
So you have a contract with Walmart.com?
Well, yes, so there was a criteria that you had to fill in order to be a part of it. And it was, again, having all the ingredients, knowing that the product is gonna be made at a facility that was certified, having our information on the packaging, a barcode, so that way they can, scan it and know where that product came from, and, you know, just have an overall, it's the social security for the product. So, when I first started, I didn't have all those things, so it wasn't an easy jump into Walmart.com, so.
I made you.
We did our homework, and we made sure, you know, we took all, you know, anything they gave to us, we took it, and we just ran with it and made sure we took care of all the needs that need to become on Walmart.com.
So it could have been my negligence, because obviously I'm not gonna use it. Did you mention in your PowerPoint that you have a contract with Walmart.com?
I did,
Yeah, we-
I
Okay,
did, yes.
okay, maybe I kept smelling it.
No.
That's the only thing I can do, though. No, I think your presentation was great. I think you have something on your hands, especially that you already have a contract with Walmart, that's huge. So are you gonna continue to focus on all online sales?
Yes, so I see that when we work online, we see a higher profit margin when we online opposed to, even if we go to events or even having a store, there's no overhead.
Yeah.
Whereas if we were going through online, it's just, you know, a location.
Direct to customer.
Exactly, direct to customer at lower cost. So I'm able to offer free shipping and those extra little things, selling it straight from there.
All right, I wanna see the commercial.
Maybe next time, maybe more time. So any other questions, comments,
So you made a
feedback?
comment earlier about you buy it, you don't make it.
So we linked up with another, like a, what do you call it, like a scientist or a mixologist, a manufacturer. When I first invented cleavage. I made it with a KitchenAid in my kitchen, and I knew that if I wasn't gonna buy it from out my kitchen, I wasn't gonna sell it to somebody else out my kitchen. So I did want it in a certified facility, and that's why we went. When Walmart called us and I knew I would have to have a large inventory, I knew I had to get a manufacturer. So I had did all of those things for today. So now, if Walmart called me right now and said, somebody gonna give you the money to make $1 million, the manufacturer could get that done tomorrow.
Wow.
Okay?
So then the other question goes to the young lady's question there about mentioning competition.
Yes.
You talk a lot about sweet peas, how
Mhm.
bad they are.
Mhm.
Don't do that. That just makes everybody, it makes you look petty.
Mhm.
You talk about your features and benefits. Customers will figure out those things on their own. So always talk about your great stuff, because I would not buy your product because they're bad.
Right.
I want to buy your product because you're good. Right? So it's just like I said, it's just features and benefits, sales 101.
Thank you.
Any other questions, comments? One more?
Catchy name.
Cleavage,
Yeah.
cleavage.
Okay,
Thank you.
Karen,
Remember
Karen,
that.
go ahead.
Love it, I love how far you've come so fast, your presentation was amazing.
Thank you.
What I caught in the very beginning was some hesitancy. And I want you to have every bit of confidence that you should have because you created an
Thank you.
incredible
My
product.
soul ran out the room.
Yeah, there was definitely some unsureness. So as you listen to yourself and you practice, beware of your language.
Yes.
And remember how great you are and what a great product that is.
Thank you so much. I appreciate all the comments.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike. All right, let's set up the next one. Nicely moving along. Okay, so next, we'll have Julia coming up here, and we'll speak about her company. So, look at this. Here is your screen, so this is what you see. Here is what's coming down, okay? So you'll always see from this control screen of how everything is make it a little bigger for you. This is going forward, this is going back. Okay, so when I click on this one, as you can see, that's what you see here. Okay, so there you go. All right, we're good to go. Go for it.
Hello, everyone. Excuse the nerves. I'm not one to speak out in front of a group, but my name is Catilia Reeves. I am the owner of Covered Security. I received my Class D license in 2016. I have been a correctional officer at Charlotte Correctional Institute, and I've also been a gate guard at Enclave in Naples. And security is big to me. Security is very big because I look at the news a lot, and it's a lot of attacks, shootings, theft in business that's dropping their bottom line. So that's why I feel it's important, and it shouldn't be it should be an obligation to protect your employees and your family. The problem is crime is rising by 4% daily. Every day it goes up by 4%. And we are moving to double-digit inflation, which is only gonna make the problem worse. Because if the price of living is going up and the everyday pay is not, crime is gonna go rampant between the vandalism and the break-ins. crime is up. The solution would be patrolling or station guards, control access to property, recording who enters and leaves the property, and surveillance cameras. Anything that's going to capture the premises. My ideal customers are warehouses or any businesses in high crime areas, management that have employees that come in 5 a.m., leave 1 a.m. They're concerned about their employees. Healthcare facilities. I had a grandmother that had Alzheimer's. It was someone that walked out of a healthcare facility, a nursing home, and she wandered off in the street. She was hit by a car. If we had security in the facility, she probably wouldn't have made it out of the building to get hit. Some communities, I'm sorry,
No worries.
shopping plazas, anything, any business where there's high crime and there's vandalism, or businesses that's too busy to keep their own records or keep track of who's on their property and who's leaving. My value proposition, construction site, let's say a construction site. I offer services to them because they will have a job. The contractors will come drop their materials off and the equipment, bulldozers or whatever they need. Those materials are being stolen, even the tractors, and sold for the money, which in turn delays the project that they're working on. So if they were to hire security, they would have someone to watch over their property, to stop the theft, and to also help them be on time for their deadline of their project. The market is, statistics shows, the revenue of the security guard and patrol services industry in Southwest Florida from 2019 to 2024 is projected to be approximately $55 million. Covered security attaining 1% of that revenue gets me $500,000. My competition is Allied, G4S, and Securitas. Now, these three things I put up there from research that I've done. With these three competitors, it was, the information that I retrieved is that they don't have good communication with their client. They get the contract, fill the position, and that's the last they hear or see from management. The location, the headquarters is not local, so they can't go and complain and say, hey, your company isn't serving customer service, my business like they're supposed to. So they're not local, they don't have anyone that they can talk to. And the guards need training customer service. The morale these days are down, customer service is low. So I plan with all three of these things to incorporate all three of these into my business. My business model, I have not captured a client yet, but I'm projecting to offer security patrolling as far as a physical patrol and surveillance cameras. You can do cameras by itself, just cameras alone on the property, or you can do a patrol, a physical patrol, and cameras as well.
One more minute.
Okay, the growth. If I would receive 2 clients a quarter, I would need 3 security guards 2 full-time and 1 part-time, 1 manager, an accountant, and a physical location to grow my business. And the first month, like I said, I will have 2 clients, 3 guards, then I make approximately $25,000 for that month. At the end of the year, I will have 8 clients, 10 guards, and about $100,000.
You need to wrap up.
Okay. The funding, I will need about